Hi Cancer, welcome to February 2019. My name is Colleen and this is my channel Arcana Rising. Please like, share, and subscribe. I am using the Rider-Waite Tarot today, and this is actually a deck that I'm going to be offering to everyone that attends my workshop on February 23rd at Terra Soul Sanctuary in Wilmington, North Carolina. So please check that out if you're in the area, or if you know someone in the area, please share this information with them. There's a link in the information below. It's called Spread the Love Workshop. We'll be talking about how to interpret the cards specifically for love and relationships, among many other things as well. And let's see what else. Oh, and if you are interested in a love and relationship reading this month, you can go to my link, Book a Reading, which is also below. And I have a deal going for $22 for a written email reading. You'll receive about 2 pages, if not more, of information regarding your interpretation for whatever question that you ask about love and relationships. So definitely check that out because I'm only offering it for the month of February. And it's a pretty good deal. And in addition to the cards that I'm shuffling to pull this month, I'm also going to be pulling a card from the Doreen Virtue Oracle deck, the Romance Oracle cards as well. I'm going to pull one just for a little romantic flavor to add to your reading to see what's in store in that department. Thank you. Oh, this is really interesting. This one card keeps coming up. I think this is probably the 3rd time that this one specific card has come up. In the readings this month. Oh, and this one too. Wow. Oh, and all of these cards are Oh my goodness, that is so interesting. And I've been shuffling like crazy. You know, I just did the Capricorn reading, and thank you. Okay. So I just did the Capricorn reading, and 3 of the cards from that reading are now in your reading, but yours are all in reverse. So this is interesting. And I had shuffled these like crazy, and I was just shuffling them just now as well. That's pretty interesting. So we will see what comes up here for you guys. So we have the Hierophant in reverse, and the Knight of Wands and the Queen of Swords in reverse. And then we have the 5 of Swords upright. So I'm feeling a level of disconnect for you guys this month, which is interesting. Disconnection within relationships. If you are in a relationship, I feel like there's a disconnect within it. Like, I feel like the spiritual aspects of the self are not being acknowledged within your relationship, and that there could be potential for some arguments this month just because we have the 5 of Swords here. And he is just, so he's smiling, he's got his swords. It looks like he's won a battle, but at the expense of other people. And there's 2 people walking away feeling defeated. And he's smiling. So I feel like, it feels to me like this reading is specifically about relationships. And it feels like the object of this month is who's gonna win a fight, basically, is what's coming up. Excuse me, sorry. So I'm gonna flip these around to get another message as well, because that's what I like to do. When I have a lot of cards in reverse, I'll flip them around for another message. So it's kind of saying, like, if you aren't in it to win it, you know what I mean? Like, you know, any arguments that come up this month should be about, you know, the desire for a resolution of conflict, not like I'm right and you're wrong kind of energy, because there's some communication breakdowns that are occurring this month. And we have the 5, which is all about change, and so there's a shift in communication that really needs to occur, and how you communicate your concerns. We have the Queen of Swords facing the Knight of Wands here. And one wants to discuss the issue, and the other one just wants to either move past it or, you know, actively fix it. You know what I mean? Someone wants to have a conversation about it, and someone wants to put into action to try to resolve it. And then we have like the Hierophant over here, and it feels like there's a disconnection in the relationship. So this is like the spiritual aspect of the relationship, because in every union, like marriage and things like that, there's the two of you, and then there's, you know, spirit overseeing and assisting with intuitive guidance and, you know, things of that nature. And it's outside of the two that are facing off here. So I feel like there's a disconnection, spiritually speaking, within the relationship, which is why you guys are going head to head this month. The Queen of Swords is a little bit harsh in the way she communicates, and the Knight of Wands has has a specific purpose, like wants to get to work. He's ready to fight, really. He's got his armor on, and he's in the process of charging ahead. So that's why I feel like there's a level of conflict here between action and discussion, you know? So that's something that needs to be considered this month, you know? Within all relationships, when there is an argument, you're having that fight for each other, not against each other. You know, you both should have this common goal of coming to a resolution or a compromise, rather than I'm right and you're wrong, and I'm gonna see myself as above you, and I'm gonna hold this over your head, I'm gonna make you feel guilty about this, and, you know, yada yada yada. So let me just flip these back around. And that's what I'm really seeing here, is when you're feeling spiritually disconnected, individually and as a whole, it's easier for you to kind of clash within this relationship that you're in. And if you're not in a significant relationship, it can be, you know, a friendship that's kind of butting heads a little. This could be a family relationship that's butting heads, or you could be having an inner conflict with yourself between action and overthinking, and then resulting in maybe taking advantage of others towards the end of the month. If you're, if you are spiritually disconnected and you're having this internal battle between, moving forward and feeling, paralyzed, analytically, mentally speaking, you may want to find a resolution by attaining it at the expense of another. You know what I mean? So that's something to also consider this month. I can also feel like there's like a level of stagnancy occurring because there's this internal desire to want to move forward, but you can't because of this inner conflict that you're working through. And that's something that's really coming up a lot this year. There's like this ebb and flow between being extremely creative, or in this weird state of limbo where things kind of like plateau in a way, and you're kind of like, okay, where did that momentum go? Where did that motivation go to keep going? And during those times, that's when you have to really take a look at your environment and figure out, is this environment supportive of the direction that I'm going in? This is just a side note. Is this environment supportive of the direction that I'm going in? And if not, what can I do to shift my surroundings to continue to support myself? So that's also something that's really coming in this month. And I feel like what needs to be shifted this month, in order to continue supporting yourself, is by tapping into your spiritual self, tapping into the love aspect of yourself, doing some heart opening exercises. And in doing that, it's going to be easier for you to trust your instincts, rather than, go back and forth with your fear and your ego, like trying to convince you to go in other directions, and you're like kind of going to head with yourself in a way. So doing some internal work, spiritually speaking, this month feels very important for you. And working on heart opening in one way or another, whether that's like bringing in more flowers into your house, doing some yoga, doing some meditation, doing things that feel nurturing to you feels very important, because it feels like outside of that, nothing's really going to get achieved this month. So you might as well just embrace that and just do like a lot of self-care and a lot of nurturing, so that that battle internally doesn't feel so urgent and doesn't sound so loud. If that makes sense. And I'm going to pull a card from the Romance Oracle deck. But a shift definitely needs to occur in how you see yourself in comparison to others. Because if you are constantly feeling like you have to compete with others, or trying to find a way to put yourself higher than others, you need to take a look at that, because that's just like nurturing your ego rather than your soul's true needs. Do you know what I mean? It's only going to serve you to a certain extent, That's really not beneficial for your purpose in life. You know what I mean? Like putting other people down in the process of achieving what it is that you're trying to achieve is not the way to do it. You know, you want to do it in a very supportive way. So we have honeymoon here. And it says, enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. So it's really saying, instead of, if you're in a relationship, instead of trying to determine who's right and who's wrong and battling with that energy, let's just let that go and take this time to nurture each other, to, you know, support this level of self-care this month. There's not going to be any real positive resolution to a conflict that you may find yourself in within a relationship this month. So it's important to just put it on the back burner. Don't even try to, you know, figure out who's right or who's wrong, because it's not going to benefit anyone. This is a month of heart opening, of self-care and self-nurturing, and just enjoying the month with each other instead of against each other. Okay, so that is your message for the month of February, Cancer. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And if you're interested in a love and relationship reading, you can click book a reading below, and it'll bring you to the links, and one of them is a love and relationship reading. It's for $22 for the month of February. And if you are in North Carolina, please definitely check out my workshop on the 23rd. The link's also below. It's called Spread the Love Workshop. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in March. Take care. Bye-bye.